to show you a bit of what I've done on this first. Now, although they're 10 reels, officially they're only about 1.5 each. They're not big double reels of this one, but
which one is this?
Canaries, because it's cleaner. It's easier for me to do it. Look at it first. I haven't got time to look at it.
No, well I might get back later, but I can't promise anything.
No, I will.
Because I did say I'd stay for the concert.
Yes.
But it appears they have lunch first and they do the concert afterwards, you see.
What's the concert all about?
Well, it's the school jazz band.
Oh, could be quite.
You know, this the Bull's Head, or is it the Bull's? But it doesn't start till after the lunch. I think they do it start at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I see.
So, which means I need to give him some lunch beforehand.
If you can walk round here, you'll see that first of all I put all that information on.
What's on the? What does that say? Oh, repaired, March '97, featuring. All right.
That means 3 years ago when I got it, I repaired it and I ran it once, and that's all the runnings it's had. Because, as I say, I can't remember if I ran it just to myself or 1 or 2 came. I can't remember if Ron or... Now, if you come round here, I'll show you a nice clean lead. You see, you check the leader and it's perfect, because it's a new leader. It's not the original, it's a modern one stuck on. Then you've got a splice there, and now you'll sort of see it when you get into the film, all this patching work. You see, can you see it? That's had to go right for about 200 feet. That's the worst part of the film for condition. The rest isn't bad at all. There's a few splices. It's, you know, it's well, what is it, 1970 years old. But I did all that work. But luckily, my sight was good. I can't do that now because the sight, I can't see it. I can do it at the odd one, but I just cannot do the others.
You've gone through a lot with sellotape, have you?
Well, it had to. I mean, if you ran that without, I mean, as you can see, each frame goes through at 24 frames, 1.5 feet a second, 90 feet a minute, and each frame has 4 holes each side, and every one of those could be cracked. And some idiots who ran the film, you know, smashed it to pieces. Luckily they didn't throw it away, or there'd be no title left. You just start like the Mischief does with no title.
Where did you get it from?
Oh, God knows. Well, I can tell you actually. I played a man called Mr. Cook, I think, in Darlington. Thanks to Clive Garner, told me he had a big collection of films. Some were going sticky, but this one's all. But there you are. So you go on for about 100 feet, but you can imagine that to make those patches all the way for, you know, about 300 patches ain't done even with well-sighted people in 5 minutes. This is what they do on the repair at the BFI. But what they may do, and that's why I won't touch the other one, they may want to clean it first before they patch it. But with that one, they may have to do, especially the first reel, they might have to do it one frame at a time through the gate, like they did with those Monty Banks ones for me. Now after that, till the end of the reel, and the other reels ain't bad. I mean, they've got splices, but this is the worst part. But it depends. I mean, they might have a good part 1 and a good title, but usually the main title is the thing that gets the most bashing. Now that will run, but of course if it starts to break up, it's fragile. I mean, film is fragile. It ain't made of metal. This is, I think, what people don't realise. And as Bob said, storing it like this, although it's fairly cool, it's not as cold as they could have it at Berkhamsted, so that its chances of lasting longer are less here. But the trouble is, you're having all this trouble with them, you know, wanting the stuff and yet not wanting to do any sort of deals. Well, they've done this deal with Ron. But I mean, if I was to say, right, you can have all my nitrate, take the lot, bring 5 lorries, then of course I would never see it again, except perhaps done as video if I live long enough.
I know that the Mitchell and Kenyon stuff, that they're getting copies of videos for all the Mitchell and Kenyon material, which and that's 800 shorts. But I mean, I know for you, watching a video is in a smaller screen, unless you get a large screen. I mean, you could always get a large screen, but your videos
a smaller screen
in a large
better
format.
For me, Tony, than the large one.
All right.
There it is, 7 and 8, 5 and 6, 3 and 4, and here's 1 and 2. I think you'll see it probably says on it Wheels of Chance.
Wheels of Fortune, it says.
Yeah, well, it isn't. It's Mischief.
And Was that because it went in the wrong tin originally?
No, I would say that somebody had it with no main title and didn't know what it was called and just put that title to it. There's no such film they made. So that's what happened to. I can't remember now, it's so long ago, whether it had that on before. No, I don't think it could have done, because that's why I wouldn't have perhaps bought it or swapped back for it had I known it was the Mischief. As I think it's not a very good one. I mean, it's in the Film Weekly they tell you the village where it's taken. No, I don't know.
It just says Rule 1 and 2 Head.
Yes.
It's not Graham Head, is it?
No, head means start. You see, head now. You start off, and again put a good leader on it to give it a start, and then you come into the start, and as you can see in this case, you see it's all nicks. If you like to feel your fingers along here, feel along just that foot.
Yeah, there's lots in there.
So it's all nicks, and that goes on for a hell of a way, and this is the best reel. It looked probably with Lou Stone and his band and music, but no main, the credits have all gone. But it's good. The picture quality is good. I mean, the picture itself for 1931 is good.
If you had a Steenbeck in here, couldn't you do it that way?
What,
then you would have to project it, and you could look at it on a Steenbeck.
I've looked at this, what I call the orange film, that Ricardo Cortez. Well, not Cortez. Who's the man who did the acrobat man who made films? He made a very strong German guttural voice. He's in it. I have looked at that on Ron's years ago, because that was almost too fragile to show. But you see how fragile. I mean, there's parts of this. After you get past part 1, I'll wind it down when Jim comes, and I'll probably cut out the worst of the flare. It's just in the middle, near the halfway mark. I mean, but you see, with these films, Tony, you can't see from the edges, even if your sight is good, when the flare starts, and yet it's there. And of course, if you nip it in the bud quickly, it holds it back at bay, but you'll never stop it. It's like an old Frankenstein monster. Just comes charging along, you see. That's all. But this one should go in as quickly as possible. So if you like to give me, write out his address or that, or give it me tomorrow. So that's
he might be there, you don't know.
Well, yes, leave it till tomorrow, as you say. He could be there, but I doubt.
Well, if I've got it, I'll do it now, David.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Because I have to go soon.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do now? See a bit of video.
I don't know. What is the time, David? I may have to go now because of. I've got to get Aaron his lunch, you see, and he's on at 2. And it's a 10-minute walk back to the pub.
Yeah.
Have you got the right time on you there at all?
Yeah, I think that's might be a minute slow.
It says 20 past 1. I said I've got to go there. I said about